It is now time for the WWE Class of 2007 Hall of Fame. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. My name's not Hard Finkel, but it is Big Stevie Cool. Welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering, why did you say the year 2007? Well, I did the watch along on SmackDown, and there was a lot of things discussed, but none other than Chris Benoit. So the year 2007 is a decent year in terms of that big fallout, big drama, of course. And you know what? There's always going to be that lingering cloud around Chris Benoit, whether or not he's ever going to be in the Hall of Fame. And if you want him to be in the Hall of Fame, then you're entitled to your opinion. Personally, what do I think? I mean, in terms of what he's done in wrestling, of course Benoit deserves to be in it. There's way worse people. Fuck, maybe that's not the correct terminology. In terms of a wrestling point of view, right, there's way less deserving people, right? But if we're being honest, folks, Chris Benoit's never, ever in a month of Sundays getting into the Hall of Fame. Not unless some of these text messages and etc., etc. I mean, they'd have to reopen the investigation. And even if they did, right, even if the investigation got reopened and it turned out to be someone else, is Chris Benoit, well, like the flick of a switch, just going to get talked back in onto WWE television? I'm not convinced. But anyway, let's talk about the 2025 Hall of Fame and who's inducting who and who's in it and everything. So, the natural disasters are being inducted by nobody, apparently. They're just there. I mean, does that not suck? That they're literally just coming out. Probably not. Honestly, man, what's the point? Nice wee payday for them, man, but when you actually look at the fucking grand scheme of things, what is the point of the natural orders flying in from wherever they live, just so that the class of 2025's WWE's Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? These two guys floating about. It's just weird. Doesn't this graphic look pretty cheap when everyone else is inducted by somebody, and then you just got the natural disasters waiting like a disaster because nothing's happened. The whole thing's knackered. They can't move any further forward with it. Anyway, I move on. Michelle McCool, you're not enough for me. Ooh, just another man enough for me. I've seen people complain, oh, it was right there to pick Layla. Yo, question is, right, I don't really know how these things go, but maybe the person getting inducted has a decent say in who's inducting them. Maybe Michelle McCool just wanted her husband. You know what I mean? And WWE, right, are hardly going to push against that. You know what I mean? It's The Undertaker. I'd rather hear The Undertaker speak and induct Michelle McCool than fucking Layla, to be brutally honest. So, yeah, we'll take that. The headline act, of course, Triple H. It's all about the game and how you play it. And he's going to be inducted by Shawn Michaels. Again, I've no complaints there. All my complaints with Triple H, etc., 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 are in the booking department. In terms of what he did as a wrestler, I've no beef with Triple H, damn it. No beef whatsoever. Lex Luger up next, and he isn't being inducted by Diamond Dallas Page. So, looks like they couldn't get Sting. For whatever reason, Tony Khan wouldn't sign on the dotted line. And it's a weird one because, you know, this movie, you're in this back alley with all like the crates and stuff like that. Well, here you are, finally getting the move. Oh, hell yeah. Ready to party, ready to rock and roll. Do you know I just paused the video there to listen to what I said after I spoke about Tony Khan, and I was talking about a movie? I think what I was alluding to was the fact that like they finally get Luger in, and then they can't get Sting on the dotted line for whatever reason. I don't know. Some Legends contract with AEW is apparently the beef. And then our final induction, CM Punk will be inducting the WWE Immortal Moment the match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 14. Decent match. I don't think anyone can really complain about this match being in the Hall of Fame. But what you can complain is the matches getting in it. I just don't really think matches belong in it. But yeah, who am I to complain? Till next time, peace.